What about this result then for us here in the United Kingdom? In the last 15 minutes or so, we've heard from the Prime Minister congratulating Trump, but also talking about, being the closest of allies and standing shoulder to shoulder. I mean, do you see that being possible given how politically different these two administrations are and some of the language that's been expressed by the Foreign Secretary towards the new president-elect?
No, that's a fair point. I mean, clearly, politically, Keir Starmer and Donald Trump are a long way apart. Things that have been said in the past by David Lammy, the Foreign Secretary, let alone Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, are very, very unhelpful. And sending over 100 Labour staffers to campaign for Kamala Harris was diplomatically a very stupid thing for a newly elected Labour government to do. Thing to remember that's important. Trump is instinctively very, very pro-British. This is the most pro-British president we've had for decades. His mum was a Scot and he loved the Queen, and all of those things actually matter. He has expressed to me over the years many times his desire to do a genuine free trade deal with the United Kingdom, fit both sides of that equation.
One word
That's
for
an
you
opportunity.
though. Tariffs. I mean, are we going to be exempt from those?
Well, yes, and that's our opportunity. I mean, don't forget the European Union themselves are putting big tariffs on Chinese cars and batteries and all of those things. No, we have a massive opportunity here. Now, clearly, what the Labour government need to do is to roll out the red carpet, to be welcoming, maybe to be just ever so slightly apologetic, for sending people over to back Kamala Harris during the campaign. There is a fantastic opportunity ahead of us, and all I can say, as somebody who was a personal friend of his, has backed him all the way through his career. If I can help broker a little bit of peace between the two, I'd be very happy to help.
Hello, everyone. The MP for Clacton was busy celebrating Donald Trump's recent victory and managed to pull himself away just long enough to give an interview to GB News, a platform friendly to Reform UK, of course. This MP, if you haven't guessed who it is, by the way, spoiler alert, Nigel Farage. This particular MP, a staunch supporter of Trump, repeated the familiar line that Trump is pro-British. During the interview, he also targeted the Labour government, falsely claimed that they sent staff to campaign for Kamala Harris. Shh, don't tell anyone, but they most likely did. It's just okay because we've been doing it for decades. He even went as far as to suggest himself as some kind of ambassador between the UK and the Trump's administration. Of course, this claim is baseless. Labour didn't apparently send staff to campaign for Harris, and any individuals who did travel there did so of their own accord. Similar to how Conservatives campaigned in the US with Republicans. They're all doing the same thing, basically. Politicians from both parties occasionally visit each other's countries, and there's no diplomatic issue here. Nevertheless, Trump's team, Donald Trump, has tried to make it a point of contention, probably spurred on by the likes of this particular MP, Nigel Farage. Instead of focusing on Clacton, which he should be doing now as their own MP, he's off celebrating Trump's victory in the US, which, to be fair, is he promoting British values on a world stage? It depends how you look at it. There are two sides to this argument. But he is clearly pushing the narrative that Trump is instinctively very pro-British because of his Scottish mother and his admiration for the Queen. But let's be honest, Trump's real loyalty is to himself, not to any country, let alone the UK. His entire campaign was make America great again and tax the Chinese to shit. Nigel Farage also emphasised Trump's supposed desire for a US-UK free trade deal, but if I remember, Congress, not the President, determines trade deals. And given what's happened with the Australian and New Zealand trade agreements, a deal with the US could spell disaster for British farming, not to mention potential risks to the NHS. Yet Nigel Farage insists the UK would get favourable terms, which I doubt very fucking much, from Trump without any clear basis, even though Trump has expressed an intent to impose tariffs on all imports. Farage confidently claims the UK would be exempt, but how on earth can he say this? It's anyone's guess, isn't it? How on earth can he say this assuredly? He also suggested that Labour should roll out to the red carpet and apologise, but Keir Starmer's too busy raising tuition fees and national insurance contributions for employers, which will come back to us anyway with within the form of less pay rises. And he's asked Labour anyway to apologise for what he claims was campaigning for Harris. The same Brexit voices that once championed British independence and toughness against Europe are now practically licking Donald Trump's arsehole. These same people insist that the British people and Britain in general should stand up to France, but roll over for Trump. Finally, the MP acted to act as a bridge to Trump, touting his personal relationship with the former president and volunteering as a go-between for Labour. But it's clear he's already had plenty on his plate between his commitments in Clacton and his role at GB News. Instead of seeking more roles, he should focus on the job that his constituents elected him to do. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I've been Jake from Just Jake. Do you think Nigel Farage should stick to his day job, literally, or be an ambassador for the UK to Donald Trump and lick his arsehole for 4 more permanent years? But let me know what you think in the comments. I've been Jake from Just Jake. Subscribe to the channel and I'll see you next time. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.